请那个日本Nhk 这个第三排Nhk 记者，对，谢谢。
谢谢主持人。温总理您好，我是日本Nhk电视台的记者。我想提您两个问题。第一个是日中关系，就现在日中关系面临的一个改善的时机，同时许多问题还没有得到解决。那您认为现在的日中关系上还有什么不足？在改善日中关系上，需要做什么？另外一个是日本的绑架问题。那中国对这个问题上，今后能够发挥什么样的作用？谢谢。
Thank you, Mr. Premier. I'm with Nhk. I have two questions. Number one, about Japan-China relations. Now there is an opportunity for the further improvement of Japan-China relations. At the same time, there are still quite a number of issues outstanding. And I would like to know from you, Mr. Premier, that what is lacking in China-Japan relations and what needs to be done to further improve the ties between the two countries. Another question is about the abduction issue. And do you think what kind of role China can play in helping address the abduction issue in the future?
日中是一衣带水的邻邦。中国有一句话：“招远在修近，避祸在除怨。”这是管子的话。在中日两国政府的共同努力下，我们就消除影响两国关系的政治障碍问题达成了共识，这就促成了安倍首相去年10月访问中国。日本和中国发展友好合作关系，世代友好，符合历史的潮流和人民的愿望。尽管日中之间现在还存在许多问题，但是日中关系已经有了一个基石，这就是3个政治文件。日中关系的3个政治文件是从政治上、法律上和事实上总结了两国关系的过去，也从长远和战略上规划了两国关系的未来。我们要坚持3个文件的精神，以史为鉴，面向未来。如果说安倍首相去年10月访问中国是一次破冰之旅，我希望我4月份对日本的访问将成为一次融冰之旅。我将同安倍首相就建立日中战略互惠关系的内涵达成共识，并建立两国经济合作的机制，促进 科技教育的交流和人员的往来，特别是青少年的往来。
China and Japan are geographically close neighbors facing each other across a very shallow strip of water. And as the old Chinese saying goes, actually this was said by the famous ancient Chinese philosopher Guanzu. To win friends from afar, one needs to have good relations with his close neighbors. To avoid adversity, one needs to try to ease animosity. That's why the Chinese and the Japanese governments need to join their efforts in this regard. Actually, we have, by working together, reached an agreement on removing the political obstacles in the way of growing the bilateral relations, and that has certainly facilitated the successful visit to China by Japanese Prime Minister Abe in October last year to China. To develop the friendly ties and cooperation and to further the friendship that will last for generations to come between Japan and China, not only go along with the trends of history, but also the will of the people. Although we still have many outstanding problems between us, we already have a solid foundation for the growth of our ties. That is, the 3 political documents between us. The 3 Japan-China political documents have actually summed up what we have traversed in the past in our relations in the political, legal, and factual sense. And it has also actually adopted a long-term and strategic perspective and planned for the future growth of our relations. We need to remain committed to the spirit of the 3 documents, take history as a mirror to guide the future growth of our relations.
我希望中日之间能够构建一个长期稳定、健康发展的友好合作的格局。至于你提的第2个问题，我们已经多次表示，对于日本公民遭受绑架一事，表示同情和理解。但是，这是日本和朝鲜之间的问题。我希望日朝通过沟通与谈判，能够顺利解决这个问题。
If Prime Minister Abe's visit to China in October last year can be termed as an ice-breaking trip, then I hope that my visit to Japan in April this year will be an ice-thawing journey. And during this upcoming visit, I hope that I can reach agreement with Prime Minister Abe on the contents and substance of the establishment of a strategic and mutually reciprocal relationship between Japan and China. And we are also going to establish a bilateral economic cooperation mechanism. We also plan to further increase our exchanges and interactions in the scientific, technological, educational, and the people-to-people exchanges and other fields. Particularly, we need to increase the exchanges between our young people. I hope that through our joint efforts, we will be able to put in place a friendship and cooperation framework between the 2 countries that will have sound development in a stable manner in the long run. As for your second question about the abduction of Japanese nationals, I think we have all along expressed our sympathy and understanding over this matter. This being said, this matter is something between Japan and the DPRK. I hope that Japan and the DPRK, through their negotiations and communications, can smoothly resolve this issue.